Jack. Welcome back to Box to Box Football, guys. I've had to do that take about 3 times, just something stuck in my throat. But yeah, international football is done. And now we're gonna have a straight road all the way to the Premier League title race, all the way to Wembley for the Champions League, and all the way to La Liga and Bundesliga and Serie A and Liga. Well, let's talk about the Premier League right now. And a very, very, very tight Premier League title race with the difference between first and third place, Jack, is 1 point. Yes, Arsenal. Right now, Arsenal have 64 points. Liverpool have 64 points, and Man City have 63 points. And Arsenal lead both teams with a goal difference of plus 46, which is a shock because usually Man City always win that battle. But Jack, this looks like a three-team horse race. Don't think Aston Villa and
Yes.
Spurs are going to be involved in this. Yeah, with 10 games to go, where is the title going, Jack?
I'm I'm gonna say it's probably going to City. It's not what I want because
Wah,
I
wah,
do believe, yeah, I
wah.
know. I do believe that they're guilty of some, not all of their charges, but some of their charges. And I think that, we're going to have a long, hard look at ourselves as football fans and, um, take our medicine a little bit with how we react to Man City potentially winning, quote unquote, illegally. Because that might be a bitter pill for us to swallow. The big thing for me, James, is there's a lot of red. There's a lot of difficult games that Man City have. But the biggest takeaway here for me with Man City's difficult games, they're at the Etihad. Arsenal game is a huge game, but they're at home. Villa game's a big game, but they're at home. Wolves at home, West Ham at home. They've got some of their slightly
Jack, you
more
know what?
tricky.
Let me bring up all Manchester City's last 10 games right now.
Yeah,
Man City have Villa at home, Arsenal at home, Crystal Palace away, Luton at home, Nottingham Forest away, Wolves at home, Fulham away, West Ham at home, Tottenham away, and Brighton away. Those two at the end, Jack. Actually no. Those
but
Tottenham away and Brighton away are going to be difficult, but again, Jack, you look at the run in there, a lot of home games, and City people don't understand how crazy the Etihad is. Honestly, how difficult it is
right.
to go in there and just forget about getting a point. Score a goal is impressive, you know.
De Bruyne getting back fit as well is another game changer. And James, I don't feel like Haaland has been at it this season yet. So is that going to start happening over the last 10 games? Liverpool, I think, in terms of ease, it's probably the easiest, I would say, generally speaking. But I think the squad's kind of thin. I think especially, the breakdown that we saw in the FA Cup against Manchester United. I wonder what kind of impact that will have. And again, injuries, yeah, injuries feel like they're a problem. I think Man City are just going to keep going, keep going, keep going. Arsenal have a really tricky run in. That's the issue for me. And it starts, James, as you know, away at Man City this weekend. We can't look past that. They got to go away at Spurs, away at Manchester United. I mean, just as three really difficult games go, that's a serious place to start. And James, that Everton game as well, that's going to be tricky. From memory, Everton are a difficult team for Arsenal. Is that right?
No,
No, I
especially
thought.
it's now away from home. Yeah, at home,
Okay, give us some
Arsenal have
pop.
been beating the brakes off them. Brighton away is going to be difficult. Wolves away
Chelsea as
is
well
going to be
have to be.
difficult. I feel like the biggest thing that we haven't spoken about yet, Jack, is in between all this is that Man City do have Real Madrid and Arsenal do have Bayern Munich. So at the end of the day, those are two of the most difficult ties that both teams could get. And like they got them, especially for Man City. Granted, Man City are great in navigating because they were able to navigate it last year. So nothing here is shocking Man City. They know how to get the job done from here. I feel that the difficult thing is for Arsenal and how to get the balance of knowing that they got a very, very big game and a tough game in Bayern Munich that can ultimately hurt them in a way. Because if they get bounced by Bayern Munich badly,
Right.
that's gonna destroy them psychologically. But also at the same time, if they can do well against them and even go through, it builds them even more even more confidence. But also at the same time, it's Jack, it's the focus of where to look. Man City, they know it. They know that they can balance both. Do Arsenal have the capability? You know, can we balance a Bayern Munich type two legs, which is going to mentally take a lot out of you, and also know that we have in between that, Jack, Arsenal are gonna have games like what Spurs, um, Aston Villa, Brighton. So, Jack, a lot of tough games
Chelsea
in,
as well. I know,
you know,
like
Chelsea,
Chelsea.
yes,
I
yes,
know
yes, yes,
Chelsea aren't
Chelsea.
at it, but the Spurs, Man United, Chelsea are 3 games. I know it's not the hardest games, but it just in terms of the emotion of those games, and also Spurs are going to be fighting for something. Man United are going to be fighting for something. They're both away fixtures. That's tricky. I am going to make a. It's not that bold. I do think we get to the last game and we still don't know. I'm not saying all 3 teams are going to be in it, but I think there are 2 teams on the last day who can win the title. I think we're going to live in that space because again, there's far too much that I can see tripping up both teams potentially. The only team that I don't think will necessarily be tripped up is Man City. But James, like you said, juggling those fixtures and a couple of those ones at the end there, especially with relegation dogfights as well, it can be interesting at the end of the
Um,
season.
Jack, the one team that I have mentioned, you like you've mentioned them, is Liverpool. You talk about the probability of their games and how easy it is compared to everyone else. What bring up Liverpool's games: Brighton at home, Sheffield United at home, Man United away, Crystal Palace at home, Fulham away, West Ham away, Tottenham at home, Aston Villa away, Wolves away, and Everton. No, and and Everton, Everton away. But that's going to be but that's to be addressed. Liverpool have the easiest fixtures, Jack, and this year it hasn't been spectacular for them. I
Mm.
sit there and watch Liverpool and be like, how are they in this title race? How are they
Right.
top of the table week in and week out? Jack, listen, you're watching the Liverpool game, they're 1-0 down. You're thinking 30 minutes ago, oh, they're gonna lose 2-1. You know, 90, Jack, 95th minute, you're chilling, Liverpool 0-0. Score a late
Yep.
winner. It happens time and time again. And I'm trying to think at some point their bubble's going to burst, and it just does not seem to happen. And maybe the fact of Jurgen Klopp announcing that he's going to leave, these players have just a mental fortitude to say, we're going to keep on going. We're going to grit. We're going to grind our way to every single victory. And it felt like that. And I mentioned the fact we did a video looking at the quadruple and just the way that they were able to win the League Cup with all these injuries and Jack, the chances Chelsea created, and they still managed to win. Going away to the Emirates and getting battered and still managing to win. I'm thinking, who's going to stop them? I felt a chink in the armor the other day at Old Trafford, Jack. A hit in their confidence because almost Liverpool felt invincible that
Right.
they could play bad and still still win games. Jack, it looked like that because the first 45 minutes or the first 40 minutes, Manchester United blitzed Liverpool and they somehow found themselves 2-1 up at halftime and it made no
Right.
sense. But United found a way, and I think teams are going to look at that right now. Okay, a little dent
Well,
in the
and
confidence. They are beatable because
well,
it's
and
not a
James,
great Liverpool team, Jack.
April 7th, right? Man United away at Old Trafford again. And also, I'm just looking at Man City. Let's say Man City beat Arsenal, right? That's Arsenal having dropped points. If Liverpool lose to Man United there, and Man City win the Villa game and win the Palace game, which I think they're very capable of doing, Liverpool and Arsenal could have both dropped 3 points respectively, and City is just win, win, win. Then it's Luton at home, and then that kind of City train just starts rolling. I know that all these teams can be tripped up, and James, I'm just saying Arsenal have all the capability in the world of beating Manchester City this weekend. I really do feel that. But
Hope so.
just the way those first 3 games come out, Man City can create just a close the gap a little bit and just nudge ahead, and then it's how Liverpool and Arsenal then react.
I mean, the one team I don't want to win it, to me, look more likely to win it. I don't know why. It's Jack. That train just doesn't make sense to me. But I think Liverpool's going to do it, Jack. I really do
Uh,
think Liverpool is going to go on and win the league this year. I just feel, Jack, with the amount of momentum, with the amount of times that they've been down and out and found themselves to win, and when it's on your side, it's on your side. And them fixtures look very, very favorable to them. At Anfield, Jack, I don't see anybody
I,
beating them there.
I was going to
Mm,
say every H is a victory. That's the way I'm looking at it. I don't care who they're playing. Every H is a victory for me. For Liverpool, it is the away fixtures though, James. They can
it,
lose to Man United. They can lose to Fulham. They can lose to West Ham. They can lose to Villa. James,
Jack,
they could lose to Everton.
the three ones I look at is Everton, but usually Jack they get the job done. Everton, Man
Yeah,
United, and Villa. Those are the three ones that you look at. Okay, could they potentially slip up? But at Anfield, it's very, 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 very difficult. I like to think Arsenal can do it because that would be an absolute dream. But Jack, so many tough fixtures, and in between that, the stuff going on with Bayern Munich. So I see Liverpool. Jack sees
I see
City.
City. I hate to,
Anybody got love for Arsenal? I do,
just so
but
you're aware,
I'm just being honest from what I have to analyze here, guys. Um,
I'm rooting for Arsenal, by the way. I
Me
want
too.
Arsenal to do it. I know you are as well, obviously, but I'm sorry, just City feel like the Terminator a little bit here.
That train just keeps on going. But guys, who is going to win the Premier League? I want to hear from everybody, guys. Comment down below who you think's gonna win. Look at the fixtures, analyze it, and come back to us and let us know, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Keep on smashing that like button. Let's get ourselves to 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 10,000, 100K, guys. This is Box to Box Football, Jack and James, and we'll see you guys next time.